all of my listening audience that are sharing with us all around the globe. I hope you're having a happy, merry Monday today. It's a great day to be alive in the great New Orleans, that is. Happy Turkey Day to those of you out there that are celebrating Thanksgiving. I hope you're giving God thanks. And don't wait till Thursday to thank Him. You can thank Him on today. I think it's a good day to thank Him. He woke you up this morning. You're alive. Breathe in and breathe out. You can breathe on today. Come on, that's something right there to thank Him for already. We are so excited. We're sharing in the studio on Real Talk with Mary J. I am your host, Mary J. We're talking about today, you guys, all the way from New Orleans. Guess who's coming to dinner? Yes, guess who's coming to dinner? You know the story. You watched the show. But listen, this concept was developed from a relative and myself. We were talking about those family matters and those hidden secrets that family go through, some struggles, you guys. And at dinner time, at Thanksgiving and Christmas time is the time that people come together to share, to love, to celebrate the life of Christ and all that God has given to us, and just to appreciate life and the gift of giving and love. But how many of us, we have those hidden secrets. We have some embarrassing moments. We have some embarrassing family members and friends that we don't want to bring around certain people. You know how we do that. So we might have that uncle. I don't want to call out real names because I don't want anybody to think I'm talking about them. So I'll make up some name. How about Uncle Peter? How about that? We'll have that Uncle Peter that may come, that may be the alcoholic. Okay. You may have that promiscuous cousin that's there, that's always trying to get with somebody's man. Whatever it is, you may have that cousin that may have a spirit of perversion, and they're always being shunned. That cousin that spent life in prison and got out a little early, and all of that. So we're talking about guess who's coming to dinner? Those hidden secrets that we never want to discuss. And it's awkward at the dinner table. Some of us sometimes meet our brothers and sisters for the very first time at Thanksgiving that we didn't even know that we had, or some relative that just decided to come out of the closet that we didn't know anything about. But we want to talk about it right now. Keep it real now on Real Talk with Mary J. You can dial into the studio with us on today at 504-341-8255. 504-341-8255. Let's just talk on today. Okay, we're going to talk for a little bit on today. Those of you that have relatives, last year we did Home for the Holidays, and it was magnificent, Home for the Holidays, and we had some powerful guests that came and shared with us. The one and only, my boy, the one and only Samuel Blakes. Bishop Sam Blakes came in for Home for the Holidays on last year, and we talked about getting our house together, preparing for family meals and family matters, and of course, dealing with the stresses of the holidays as well. But we're talking about today, guess who's coming to dinner? So let's talk on today. I believe that we have a caller already in on line one. Caller, are you there on line one? Is our caller here? Okay. Hello? All right. Maybe they would dial back into the studio. I'm not sure if they're still there available with us. But we're going to talk about guess who's coming to dinner on today. So listen, you guys, because there's so many issues that transpire in families. And sometimes we go through life. Life beats us up. We go through trials and tribulations, and we have to deal with circumstances. But family time, Thanksgiving time, is the time to come together, the time to gel together, to love, to celebrate. I want to know how you're celebrating Thanksgiving on today. If you're out there in radio land and you're listening to us today, dial into the studio at 504-341-8255. That's 504-341-TALK on today. If you're out there, we want to hear from you and know just how you celebrate Thanksgiving. Now, let me tell you, over the period of years, We've celebrated Thanksgiving. The wonderful years of going over to my grandmother's house was exciting to me as a young woman, and especially as a child, that we would go over to my grandmother's house and celebrate with all of my family. Everybody would come together, and it was a beautiful time of celebration. We would sit at the dinner table and eat all of her wonderful cooking. At that time, it was really my grandmother was cooking everything. My aunt brought a dish here and there, but my grandmother really laid it down. She really worked the kitchen. It was like soul food going to Big Mama's house, but that was my grandmother B. Sweet as can be, gone home to be with the Lord. But it was a wonderful time of celebration, and we gave thanks, and we ate all of the delicious foods and her good cakes that she would bake. I never forget the chocolate layer cake with the jelly filling on the inside. So good. And we just spent time together talking at the dinner table and meeting and greeting and seeing who's there now, and the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, all of the wonderful things. But we know that all families have different views of holidays and different experiences. So now that I have my own Thanksgiving, and guess what? It's changing over the years. It's changing. I've gotten to a point now with my children. I just want to be with my children. I want to be able to celebrate with my children. And I'm telling you, I'm kind of getting away a little bit from the tradition, not too far away, but a little bit, because I believe that every day is a day for Thanksgiving, and that we should celebrate each other, celebrate family, celebrate life and love every chance you get. I thought in my mind, and my mom was, having a little discussion with me about it, because she couldn't probably see where I was going with it. But I said, I just feel like cooking Thanksgiving dinner today. I could cook it Sunday, which was yesterday, or I can cook it before Thanksgiving and just have my children and spend time with them and just enjoy each other. And of course, my family is welcome to come over. And then on Thanksgiving Day, I would fix a pot of gumbo on Thanksgiving Day and maybe some desserts, and we'll have Thanksgiving Day again, like that, So whatever it is in your experiences, we want to be able to embrace all of it, but embrace your family, embrace your friends, embrace your loved ones, embrace those who you may not be so proud of, because I'm sure there are so many things that you've done in life that you weren't always proud of yourself. Maybe you were the black sheep of the family. Like me, I think I pretty much was the black sheep. Nobody would say that I was, though, but I pretty much was, out of my bunch at least, a family of 8. I had 6 brothers, and 1 sister. So I was pretty much, I felt like I was the black sheep. Married at a very early age, got married, was pregnant, was married at age 17, started a life at 17 years old. Can you go figure that one out? At 17 years old, a wife and a mother. So there were some experiences. I endured a lot, went through a lot of different trials and tribulations, but guess what? I'm here talking to you today on Real Talk with Mary J. So I want you to embrace your family, guys. Be there with them through their struggles. Be there with them through their bad times and their good times. Be with that drug addict cousin. Maybe your life, maybe your example, maybe just loving on them would be something that would empower them, would be something that would encourage them and motivate them. Plant that seed in them. Don't start, going down your Thanksgiving list saying who you're going to invite, who you're not going to invite. And you know what happens too? Families sometimes don't even come together because they think about the other person that might be there. Oh, if he's coming, I'm not coming. If she's going to be there, I don't feel like being bothered. I'm not going to be there. Can we all just get along? Can we all just come together and gel together in unity? Okay, who cares of what she did years ago or what he did years ago? Who cares about that? Life is too short to keep on dealing with what used to be. But we want to deal with family matters, those hidden secrets. A lot of times we go through life, and listen, especially in the African American community, we hide so much. We keep things in a closet. We sweep things and brush things under the rug. And then by the time you are an adult, a grown woman, a grown man, you begin to hear bits and pieces of stories of things that happened in the past, and somebody experienced some heartache or heartbreak in the past, or somebody was married and committed adultery, or somebody had a child out of wedlock, or something came up, or somebody was molested, somebody was on drugs, somebody was in jail. But then we hear it as an adult. And we be, it's like, wow, why didn't anybody say that years ago? It wasn't something that we talked about. It was something that we just kept quiet. And I don't know why that is. Do we just keep quiet, hoping that whatever that situation, whatever that is, would just kind of like disappear on its own? It would just like we blink our eye and it won't be there. Maybe that if we have these round table discussions, these table talk moments, we can kind of break through some of these layers of generational curses and some of these secrets that we keep that has us hostage for many, many years of our life. I'm going to say this, and I say this all the time, and you've probably heard it before because it's not mine. It's not originally mine. I probably heard somebody else. I think I heard somebody else say it. But here's the thing. You cannot conquer what you can't confront. If you do not confront it, you cannot conquer it. If somebody made you angry and you just walked around angry and upset the whole time, that person didn't know that they made you angry. That person didn't know that they hurted you. That person didn't know that they did something to you that you carried unforgiveness for years and years and years. You cannot conquer if you don't confront it. So first you have to confront the situation, whatever it is, who've ever done you wrong, whatever error came against you, whatever trial came against you, whatever offense came against you, because we walk around with the spirit of offense and we don't even understand what's going on in our life. Why are we suffering now? Why are we depressed? Why are we so stressed? Why are we battling with anxiety and depression? Why are we on all these medications? Because we hold on and we linger on to things and stuff and offenses. And we really think that it's the other person's fault because we feel this way. Listen, I got free some time ago, but let me tell you something, and we're going to be going in a commercial break in a few minutes, but I want to share this with you before we go there. I had been carrying so much baggage, didn't know. Okay, I told you I was married. I was a young married wife and mother at age 17 years old. Still working, still going through life, still having a career, just doing what I have to do to make things work, going through divorce, broken relationship after broken relationship, not understanding that all of this is taking a toll on me. Didn't know because I never missed a beat. I hid behind my work. I stayed busy working, trying to survive, trying to keep my head above water. So I never felt it. Never felt it for years, guys, years and years and years. Warring in the spirit, praying, fasting, preaching, leading God's people, doing all of that, what I was called to do, but never dealing with me, never dealing with the stuff that was in me. You know what happened? All of the work, all of the years, just kind of like covered it up each time, covered it up. Until I really didn't even know it was there. I didn't even understand that there were some things going on in me, some things that I just never let go. Actually, I didn't know I was supposed to let go. No one told me, because I thought that if I forgave the person and moved forward and kept going and kept loving, everything would be all right. You know what I failed to do? I failed to talk about it. I failed to confront it. I failed to deal with it. I thought if I prayed, you know how we say, pray and let God have his way? Did that already. But it was many, many years ago that I realized, wow, when the light went off, I was like, oh my God, really? I went through all of that? I sustained all of that. I endured all of that, and I'm still here. How did I make it through? And it wasn't until I began to deal with it, all of that stuff began to unravel. All of that pain of my past and, just people. We blame stuff on people. He did that. She did that. If it wasn't this and if it wasn't that, I would not have been there. And that all of that stuff, we blame other people for things that happen in our lives. But we have to deal with us. At the end of the day, we have to deal with us. We're getting ready to talk about guess who's coming to dinner. We're going to deal with some real issues on today, some hard stuff, but I hope it's helping you already. You got to deal with you. We're getting ready to go into commercial break. Guess what, guys? Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. You tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J, coming to you live all the way from NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. We want to hear from you. Dial into the studio and you can gel with us, 504-341-8255. 504-341-TALK. We'll be right back after this break.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word of God by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
Hello, this is Dr. Glenda E. Williams.
This is Charles Stewart.
Dr. Anthony Williams.
And I want to encourage you to join Church Without Walls every Monday morning from 11 a.m. to 12 noon.
And we want to encourage you to promote God's plan and not man's plan.
Don't you dare miss it.
Happy Merry Monday. We're back. You tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J live from NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. Thank you to all of my listening audience. I'm so glad that we're back in the studio. I hope you didn't go anywhere. I hope you stayed right there with us on today because we're talking about home for the holidays, but we're dealing with the subject on today. Guess who's coming to dinner? We have all of those family members, and we think about how we're going to all get them together in the same room. We deal with family members from all walks of life. Don't get it twisted. Come on, you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You know that you had some struggles and you dealt with some family issues, some real hardcore family stuff. And we all have to blend in to fit in, right? We all have to learn to agree to disagree, and we have to all get along. There's family members that will come together and one may break out into a fight. The other one might be criticizing the other for what they've gone through or what they're dealing with. One may not be one to cook and may criticize the other one's cooking. Whatever the situation is, you know, we deal with all sorts of things when it comes to family coming together. But one thing that I know that we have to always understand, that life is too short, and whatever your situation is, whatever you're dealing with, guess what? It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. Just to ignore a person or not to forgive a person or to hold bitterness and resentment and all of that stuff is not worth it. None of it is. But because what happens is, I said before, when we hold on to that, all of these ailments attack our bodies, you guys. Unforgiveness is a spirit that attacks us. Bitterness and jealousy and envy and discord and all of that stuff attacks our body, and we begin to deal with stuff like cancer, all type of sicknesses and mental diseases, and all sorts of things, stress and anxiety, depression, oppression, all of that stuff, because we've been holding on to some things and to some situations that have probably overtaken us. But if we have only dealt with it earlier on, we could have released it. Release stuff, release it and let it go. And deal with it. Understand what the problem is, where it stemmed from, and how it could have been handled, and now what you can do to make it better. Okay. You missed it back then. Let's get it together now. Let's forgive now. Okay, you held on to it for all of these years. How about we let it go today? Can we do that? How about we let it go today? So there's ways that you can deal with it. You can go to a counselor. I went to a counselor. Yes, I did. I went to a counselor and had some time with my counselor, and I'm going to tell you, it did me all the good. Why? Just to be able to talk to somebody, just to be able to release all of the stuff that you've carried for so many years, just to have somebody there, another ear, somebody that is not a part of the situation, that won't be biased, that can hear you out, that won't have anything to do with your family members or you or your friends, but just a third party just to hear you. And I'm going to tell you, when you begin to talk and release that stuff, you know what I heard? I heard God tell me years ago, and I believe that's why he's given me the platform on Real Talk with Mary J. He said that I was saved from silence. Yes, he did. He said, you're saved from silence. And he gave me that foundation. To be saved from silence is because I was one of those type of people that I would just live and let live. You do you. I'm going to do me. I'm going to love you in spite of you. I'm sorry if I hurt you. Didn't mean to offend you. Let's just love and get along and, continue to move on. But guess what? I did not even realize, even though I was doing that and moving on, there was still some underlying issues and stuff that was not dealt with. So we're going to deal with them on today. If you're ready to deal with them on today, we're going to deal with them on today. Who hurt you? Who dropped you? Who broke you? Who offended you? Why don't you invite them to dinner? Why don't you invite them to Thanksgiving? Why don't you let that be the time to come together, to let go of stuff? I was talking to a young lady some years ago, and I was sharing with her my story. I didn't even realize that it was a story, actually, but I was talking to her, and in the midst of me talking to her, because she actually came to me for me to do some work for her, and we met at a coffee shop, and I just started talking to her about some stuff because of the work that I was doing for her. I knew it was going to help her. And as I was sharing with her, she began to have tears that would swell up in her eyes. And she reached over the table and she grabbed my hand. And she said, my God, I knew God sent you here, not just for this assignment, but for all of the stuff that you're saying to me. It's helping me because I've been molested before. And so we began to talk about it. And I asked her, has she ever dealt with it? Have she talked to her accuser? Has she spoken with the perpetrator? Has she spoken to her predator? And she said, absolutely not. But guess what? She knows him well because the family is still all apart, live in the same neighborhood. But she's never confronted him. And I told her that's something that she have to do because she carried it for years. It stifled her marriage. It stifled some things in her life. She was not able to press past her pain, even though she's very productive and active and a businesswoman doing some major things in the community. It hindered her when it came to herself just being secure and making sure that her kids are secure, because this happened to her years and years ago and she never confronted it. So I challenge her to confront it, to even listen. Even if you go to the person and say, you know what, you hurt me. You know what, you offended me. You know what, you said some things to me, or you did something to me that I just did not like and I did not appreciate. Whatever the reason, tell them. Even if you are the one that did it, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Whatever I did to you, I was stupid, I was foolish, or I made a big mistake. Whatever the reason, you have your reason. You have your reasons, not that they're valid, but they're yours, okay? Deal with the truth. Deal with the you. Talk about it. Tell that person how you feel. Ask that person for forgiveness, whether you're forgiving them or they're forgiving you. Forgive each other and heal and move forward and let it go, because life is too short. Now, when we're talking about guess who's coming to dinner, if you have a loved one that you have not seen in years, that you have not spoken to in years, that you really want to get to know, invite them to dinner. If you have somebody in your life that you know that person may not be, you know how we are. Come on. That may not be the person you want in your house, you want in your circle, you want in your space. Why? Let me tell you something. This is what I tell people. Why is your house better than God's house? I'm going to let you ponder right there. Why is it that your house is so much better than God's house? We always say that they can go, let them in, go to the house of God or what have you, whosoever will, let them come. But then when it comes to your house, oh no, I don't want him at my house. I don't want her at my house, or I don't want to be around that person, or I don't want her to come here, or this and that. You know what we do. That relative that spent time in jail for whatever it was, they spent a lot of time in prison. Do you embrace them? Do you receive them? Do they become the topic of the conversation at the dinner table? What about that child that was born out of wedlock? Or that child that was born outside of the marriage, your marriage union? That child that was born out of infidelity. Do you receive that kid, or do you reject them? Grown woman, grown man, little boy, little girl, whomever it is, do they continue to live life and not have their identity, not understand who they are or where they came from, because we don't want to deal with people, we don't want to deal with the hurt or the pain, or we want to hold on to stuff and not let stuff go, or we want to protect what we have for the sake of us just having it, because it's going to open up too many, it's going to open up a can of worms, and we don't want to deal with that. But why not? Do we leave it up to them to spend life dealing with it, finding who they are after we're long gone and dead? Do we do that? How do we deal with it? How do we deal with it? I want to hear from you on today, 504-341-8255. Or if you have a question on today, dial into the studio and we're going to talk about it on Real Talk with Mary J, 504-341-8255. Let's talk about it on today. So we're talking about guess who's coming to dinner. Guess who's coming to dinner? I have a hard one for you that I'm going to take a sip of water on that. I have a hard one that a lot of people don't want to talk about, don't want to deal with, but we want to talk about it. What about, because I've had this one before too, your child or your family member is dealing with a gay or a lesbian spirit, homosexual lesbian spirit. How do you deal with that? Do you invite them over? What if they want to bring their friend or their significant other or their partner? Do you embrace them? I'm talking about, the people, the Christians, we're the Christians. Do you embrace them? Or are they not welcome to your house because it's going to cause confusion, or you don't want to deal with that spirit? I know it's deep. I know it's hard. I know a lot of stuff that I'm saying. You may not like it. You may not agree with it. But I say it again. Your house is a lot better than God's house, because everybody's welcome to his house, but don't invite them to yours, right? Because it's Christmas time and they're going to mess up your Thanksgiving dinner. They're going to mess up your family. They're going to mess up all of the things that you prepared for to have a fabulous day on Thanksgiving Day, the one that you're thanking God, you're thanking him for, but you're not even compassionate enough to forgive, to love. You're not even compassionate enough to accept. You're not even compassionate enough to embrace. So we want to deal with that stuff on today. We talk about it all the time. We talk about, we'll preach about it, we'll pray about it, but do we really do what we say? Okay, I'm not saying condone it. I'm not saying celebrate it. I'm saying love people through their mess. Love people through their stuff. Deal with people the way that you would want people to deal with you. Or better yet, we say that all the time. Let's not even say that, because guess what? I'm guilty of that. I always say that I want to treat people the way that I want to be treated. But guess what? Sometimes they might not want to be treated the way that I would like to be treated. Because I like to confront stuff. I like to be honest. I like to be truthful. I like to deal with stuff heads on. And that person may feel offended, like they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want you telling them anything. They rather ignore it. They rather let it go. So instead of saying let's treat people the way we want to be treated, how about we treat them the way that the Word of God tells us to treat them? We deal with them the way that God and the Word of God would tell us to do so. So we want to talk about that on today. Are we dealing with people in that manner? Is Thanksgiving just another holiday to come together to have good food and play a game of cards or play games or have the kids to gather around and take pictures? What is Thanksgiving to you? What is it? Who's coming to dinner in your house? Are you open? Is everyone welcome? Family, that is. That you call them family. Friends, are they welcome to come to your house? Guess who's coming to dinner? We're getting ready to go into this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, it's getting deep. It's going to be real, though, if you're tuned into Real Talk with Mary J. You're going to hear some real stuff on today. Dial into the studio with us on today, 504-341-8255. I want to hear from you on today. You tuned in. Let's hear from you today. Let me hear who's coming to dinner in your house and how Thanksgiving dinner is set up at your home. We'll be right back.
Today's New Orleans Talk Network, it's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready because the conversation will be hot and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide, that's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network.
Commercial break. I hope you're having a happy, merry Monday all day long. We're home for the holidays. I hope you're getting warm and cozy. Guess what? It's New Orleans, guys. It is not cold at all. Look, I'm a little snuggled, feeling a little festive. It's a little brisk outside, but I love the winter time. Winter time is my favorite time of the year. I just like to get all snuggly and cozy. And I like to dress for the holiday season. It just makes me exciting. I don't like the summer, even though I'm born in July. Go figure. I don't like the summertime. I don't like to be hot, but I love the winter. And New Orleans doesn't get very hot at all. I mean, very cold at all. We're here in New Orleans, and we can be walking around with shorts on for Thanksgiving Day. That's New Orleans. It's a great place to live, you guys. But we're talking about in the studio on today, you know, home for the holidays. We're dealing with, guess who's coming to dinner? If you have loved ones that you just don't want to invite to dinner, or you feel awkward about having them to come over to dinner, I'm talking to you on today, okay? I'm talking to you because when we talk about Thanksgiving Day, home for the holidays, celebrating Thanksgiving, we want to deal with it because it's Thanksgiving. Why we're having Thanksgiving? We're giving thanks. Thanks for what? Thanks to whom? Thanks to God for giving everything that you have, for you having the family that you have, you being born in the family that you're born, that you're birthed into, being able to come together in love and in unity and just gel together to give him thanks for breathing in life. You don't have to wait till, you know, a lot of times people say, well, I don't have this and I don't have that. There's a lot of things I don't have, but there's a whole lot that I do have. And I'm going to give him thanks for every day that he gives me breath and he gives me life. So we have to learn how to love each other and treat each other right. I believe that I have a caller on line one. Caller, are you there today? Good morning. You've tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Where are you calling from?
From Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Good morning. We're talking about home for the holidays, and Guess who's coming to dinner? Are you going to talk with us about that subject on today? How do you prepare for the holidays?
Well, I'm with my daughter now, and I was prepared by having the rest of the family here and just missing the family in New Orleans, but enjoying ourselves.
Wonderful, wonderful. So preparing for the holidays and being with family. Now we're talking about a sore subject on today that a lot of people don't want to discuss. Guess who's coming to dinner? Dealing with those unacceptable, unspeakable family secrets that that goes on in every family. Every family, no family is excused from it. Every family has some secrets. But how do you deal with those type of issues as well?
Well, I heard in church a long time ago that we have to face it, trace it, and erase it.
That's good.
And when you, according to the Word of God, whatever sins you remit, they're remitted, and whatever sins you retain, they're retained. So you just do just what the Word says: face it, trace it, and erase it.
Face it, trace it, and
acknowledge
erase it.
That face it, trace it, and erase it.
I like that.
Now, you face your ordeal. If you realize that you've done something in the past and it had some loved one in your family to do that, and they go off the street, whether they were married when they did commit adultery or whatever, and a child is conceived out of that, then you acknowledge it. That's facing it, and then you trace it. How did it happen? When did it happen? Things can happen in the heat of the moment, but you don't deny it.
Right.
When it comes forth, you accept it.
That's right.
Now, way is just ask for forgiveness, and then you go on, erase it. You don't erase it out of your life, but you erase that time, that particular moment. Any bad moment should happen. Child molestation or anything like that,
Yes.
You face it, trace it, and erase it. When did it happen? How did it happen? And you ask yourself those questions, and then you can successfully answer, because if you retain it, it'll be with you forever.
That's right. Absolutely. I love that, caller. And you know what? I'm going to adapt that because I think that is pretty powerful right there. Face it, trace it, and erase it.
And erase it. Those three phones. My bishop told us that years ago, and I've held on to it.
Wow. And and I believe that if everybody deal with life that way, face it, face reality, face what happened, face the experience,
right,
and trace it. Go back to when, why, where, deal with it. Because, I said before, if you do not confront it, you can't conquer it. So you have to deal with it and then erase it and let it go. I love that. I love that. And I think if we apply that to our lives, no matter what the situation is and the problem is, I think that we'll be able to be a better people, to be better holistically, spiritually, as well as physically and socially as well. Emotionally,
right.
Definitely, right?
Right, that's correct.
Right. I think that is awesome. So when we're talking about home for the holidays, preparing, getting ready for family and friends to come over, dealing with those conversations at the table. I know we have about 2 minutes left on the air, and I'm so glad that you called in to share with us. But dealing with those family members just to come over, say we have family members that are from backgrounds that we may not be, too proud of at this time. How do we bring all of those people together, and there not be that division there or that discord there to keep peace in the house? How do we make that happen?
One word: love.
Right.
Love and kindness have I drawn thee.
That's good. That's good.
And that's how you do it. You do it with love. Don't think of what they've done in the past or what they're yet doing, but show them love.
That's right. That's right. And if everybody just love and see, I am so glad. As a matter of fact, I'm blessed that you decided to call in because you're saying,
so happy I did, yeah.
Yeah, you're dealing with real people with real issues. And a lot of times we talk a good talk, But when it comes to us, and everybody, I would say that we never know how we're going to deal with something until it happens to us and affects us personally. But, love is the same. Love covers all, no matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstance. If you say that you love, come on, love is going to bring you through that thing. Love is going to keep the family together. Love is going to have you to forgive. Love is going to have some things that you never wanted to deal with. It's going to cause you to deal with it, because when you love a person and you want to do better, right?
It has a multitude of faults.
A multitude. Yes, it does. Thank you so much, caller, for calling in with us all the way from Houston, Texas. I appreciate your call. You tuned in, you guys, to Real Talk with Mary J, coming to you live from NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. You've listened to us. We're talking about Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. And if you had family members in the past that you have shunned, that you have not forgiven, that you have not accepted, come on, what is Thanksgiving about? Be thankful for all that God has given to you and all that He's doing and what He's done in your life. He's the same God yesterday, today, and forevermore. He doesn't stop. I want you to keep on loving, keep on giving, keep on forgiving. And listen, I want you all to share with us. I got this, and I want to promote this on today. Church Without Walls presents Oldies But Goodies, featuring J. Diamond Washington and Dr. Glenda E. Williams, Jazz Legends Tribute. It's going to be Saturday, December 9th at 7:30 until, and the donation is only $25 for the tickets, and you can buy tables for $200. There's going to be food. There's going to be fun. There's going to be dancing. I went last year, and it was phenomenal, a blast from the past. We want you all to share with us. If you're not doing anything for this coming Saturday, December 9th, from 7:30 until, we want you to come and have an Oldies But Goodies Christmas. Thank you all for tuning in to Real Talk with Mary J, coming to you live all the way from NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. I am your host, Mary J. I hope you had a happy Merry Monday with me today.